Deku rushed through the halls of UA, breathing heavily as he made his way to homeroom. No, I can't be late, not after all this time. Why did my alarm clock fail today of all days kind of face? He finally arrived at the classroom, only to find it completely empty. A groan came from him upon realizing this, hands over his face. Sensei is going to expel me for this. In his panicked state, he didn't notice Kaminari, Kirishima, and Sero walking by. They all stopped with raised eyebrows, looking at him in confusion. Deku? What are you doing? Yeah, you look really upset. Wait, were you guys late for class too? Surprised faces that quickly turned to joy at the thought of him not being alone in his plight. Deku, we didn't have homeroom today because Sensei is on an urgent mission. Did you forget that we were told that at the end of class yesterday? You also forgot we were told that. Hey, it wasn't my fault. Jiro kept me up with. We don't want to know. You don't have to remind us single guys that we're single. Genuinely sad Sero vibes as Kaminari sputters in response. Dude, we were just working on a new song, not whatever it is you're thinking. Anyways, we're headed to the locker room to get ready for training. Wanna join us, Deku? Deku winced a bit, hesitating before nodding and following them to the locker room. Once inside, Deku quietly snuck off to change on his own, coming back in the school's winter gym uniform instead of the summer one everyone else was changing into. Deku. Why are you wearing the winter uniform? It's really hot, why would you wear that kind of face? You've been wearing the winter uniform a lot recently. You know, I've been wondering the same thing lately. So have I. Get cold easily. I've seen you sweating buckets in the middle of class. Look Deku, you can trust us. We're your friends, we would never reveal anything you told us in confidence. Deku looks hesitant for a moment, looking between the three members of the Bakusquad in front of him before sighing. You won't snitch on me to Uraraka, Todoroki, or Bakugou, right? They each promised they wouldn't, and then Deku began to unzip his gym uniform shirt as their eyes widened. It would be a big problem if they found out, I'd never hear the end of it. And that would be the new tattoo on Deku's left side and left arm, from about halfway up his side and around where his sleeves would be on the winter uniform. As he showed them the tattoos, Sero began typing away fervently on his phone. Something about an emergency, needing to save Deku's innocence, and something about a school trip. Oh dear. Holy beep, those tattoos. Faces of manliness as he gives Deku a high five. Those look so manly, dude. I absolutely love it. I can see why the summer uniforms wouldn't work for you now though. What are you going to do about next week though? Next week? What do you? Oh my all might, what a shocker. Almost as shocking as how close the channel is to hitting 1,000 subscribers, you should hit that subscribe button now if you haven't yet. Deku looked as shocked as can be as Mina announced herself, standing at the doorway to the locker room. What Mina? This is the guy's locker room, utterly shocked and embarrassed faces as he tries to hide his tattoos. I'm technically not in the guy's locker room, I'm standing outside it, all about the technicalities. Mina. Deku, we have more important topics to talk about. Namely, what are you doing for the school trip? How will you keep it a secret from the teachers, Bakugou, Uraraka, and Todoroki? ... Beeping what school trip? Did you really forget about the trip to Kyoto? Where we're going to experience the Kurama Hot Spring? And meet a bunch of awesome heroes? And where? I get the picture, I forgot about this school trip, so many mistakes have been made kind of face. You've really gotten yourself in a pickle Deku, and I'm not sure how to help you. I'm sure he'll come up with something, Deku's manly like that, manly energies of support. I dunno, this seems like it could be too much for him. I think he's got this actually. Guys, I'm right here. Like come on, I'm standing right in front of you, how can you talk about me like I'm not even here? Oh Kokok, we need to get Deku to the gym before someone gets suspicious. We all know how those three get. Right away Mayhem. To the gym Bakusquad. Roger. Roger. And with a quick salute to their commander-in-chief, the three Bakusquad members grabbed Deku and quickly led him to the gym. with a thoughtful Mina behind them of course, thinking of how to handle this new situation fraught with so much tea. Later that week they were all on a bus for Kyoto. With Deku sweating buckets and sitting between Bakugo and Uraraka, Todoroki was behind him. They arrived at the hotel hours later, Deku still without a plan on how to hide his secret tattoos from his classmates. Kaminari approaches Deku then, with a concerned look on his face. "So, how are you going to bathe? Do you have a plan?" "I don't know, I never got to come up with a plan with all the training we were doing kind of face. I'm prepared to go without for the whole trip." "What about changing clothes?" "I'll change in the bathroom." "Good luck, I'm rooting for you energies." Before he knew it, Deku was being shuffled into the boys' changing area with the girls having gone to their rooms and private bathrooms. "What hey. Come on nerd, it's time to take a bath." I'll take one later." Kirishima looked at the sight of Bakugo holding Deku's hand, trying to pull him towards the baths with a confused look on his face. "Hurry up Class 1A, are you guys really that inferior that you can't even get ready for a bath on your own? I swear, you're..." Monoma is quickly shut up by an angry Kendo, who drags him off after knocking him out. "Don't mind him, take all the time you need in there." Back inside the changing room, Deku looks back towards Sero, Kirishima, and Kaminari with a pleading look on his face, desperate for help. Kirishima is the first to realize what's going on, wincing as he remembers Deku's secret. "Deku, you're not feeling well, right?" "Yeah, you mentioned feeling kind of achy before we got on the bus." "Huh? You're not feeling well? Is it a fever? A cold?" Bakugo was getting worried now, frowning as he looked from Kirishima to Deku and back again. He was just the tiniest bit suspicious of Kirishima. Why would he jump in like this? "No, it's not a cold. Bakubro, Deku's on his period." Bakugo had grabbed his water bottle to get a quick drink, promptly spewing out the water in his mouth in surprise at what Kaminari said. Todoroki was shocked as can be with his mouth and eyes wide open, Soto was dumbfounded, Koda was shocked. Multiple bundles of clothes could be heard tumbling to the floor alongside phones, silence filling the room for several seconds after. What? Everyone, WHAAAAAAAT. Is that right, Deku? ... Yeah. Can you guys hurry up already, I swear you're so. Shut the beep up extra, we are having an existential crisis in here. As the rest of the guys dealt with Monoma and the existential crisis, Kaminari approached Deku to quietly speak to him. "Did we do a good job, Deku? Please let us have helped out with what we did, we didn't mean to make things more difficult for you." "Yeah, good job. And goodbye." Deku shuffled his way to the boys' rooms, looking defeated as can be. "Oh hey, Deku. So what's your solution for the babes?" Deku looked like he was about to cry as he explained the situation. "Oh my all might, that's your excuse to get out of a bath?" She could barely contain her laughter as Deku just nodded his head. "Thanks to Kaminari, yeah that's my excuse." "Well hey, Uraraka's out for a while, so come use our bath. Just make sure not to get caught by a teacher and clean up after yourself, alright?" Deku thanked her profusely for the offer, his salvation before they met with those pro-heroes here in Kyoto the next day. After that, Deku could bathe after everyone else had gone each night. On the second night, he actually ran into Izuocha just before entering the changing room. "Oh hey, problem child. Hiding your tattoos from everyone by coming later in the night is a good idea to keep them hidden, but that period excuse. What? How did you know? I've been so careful to keep them a secret. How did a teacher find out so easily? Did you really think the school wouldn't be watching you to ensure you stayed safe? Anyway, the bath is all yours, try not to take out a wall." And with Izuocha's bath already done, he walked off to his own room, leaving a stunned Deku behind. The end. Thank you all so much for watching this. While we were writing this Leo, got a bit sick and actually ended up writing more than I thought I would, oddly enough. This was going to be a much shorter script featuring ideas based on Horimiya, again because it is just such a good anime, but then I started writing to finish up the script and couldn't stop myself. Whoopsie. Anyway, if you enjoyed watching this, then be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, go check out our Discord, and we'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye for now.